Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing. I'm Paula. Anyway, just to show you some of the types of readings that I can do. If you wish for a clear question, please contact me. Go through Ko-Fi. You'll see the link down below, and you can book a Rider Tarot reading this month as an introduction for $10, of course. So let's show you some of the spreads that I can sort of basically do. So we're going to start with the very basic 3-card spread. So we've got the Lovers here. So it's talking about choices in regards to relationships. So there could be some choices yet to be made in regards to relationships, and it might be because of the battles going on at the moment. And so because of the battle, it sort of tells you that there's stuff going on behind the scenes. This also talks very much about a sense of wishes and things wanting to happen within the relationship emotionally, but because of the battles and things going on, it is sort of creating choices yet to be made as well. It does seem to speak about maybe choices in the past. Maybe there was choices in regards to the relationship, and because of the choices that were made, it's now a time of battles. Does seem to be the sense of conflict going on in the relationship as well. And so it's really just saying, hey, look, there's things going on behind the scenes. Maybe you're not quite seeing the bigger picture with what's going on. So that's one type of really quick question that I can do for you. You know, you're talking about the Lovers, and these, you know, there is about a relationship going on, depending on what the question is to how deep we go. But that's sort of quite a quick spread that you can sort of do, you know, just a few minutes. Pretty quick, I know. So let's sort of go on to a bit more in depth. So another type of reading that I quite like doing is here we've got, okay, so we've got your spirituality, you know, what's going on for you spiritually. So you could say, you know, spiritually you're developing really quickly in what's going on. Things are happening quite quickly with you spiritually. Now physically you could be walking through a shift, or you're moving through into a new cycle. You're leaving behind the old. Maybe you've achieved some exams, or you've achieved the results that you actually want, and now you're actually moving into new possibilities. There's new cycles, there's new stuff happening. Okay, so you've got emotionally, and you've got physically. Okay, so you've got spiritually, should I say, spiritually, and you've got physical. Now you're looking at your emotions. Now emotionally you might feel as though something's being taken away from you. Maybe something has really, you feel disempowered on the journey emotionally with everything that's going on. So mentally, your thoughts and your ideas, your plans could come with a sense of hope with the situation. Maybe you feel like there's a light out of all that darkness. It's definitely about your wishes and your dreams about what you want to achieve. And so overall, within yourself, it's about you being in control of the situation. Maybe it's really important for you to focus on the direction you're actually going to move in to where you want to be. So it's really important for you to focus on those aspects. So that's another reading that I could do for you. again, really quick, I can add more to the reading with the oracle cards, which I can do, or depending on what else is going on. So let's go into a bit more in depth here. Okay, so that's 5 cards, so let's do 6 cards now. So here we've got the Wands, Queen of Wands, and the King of Cups. So here we've got this sense of this relationship between two people, and you might find one maybe a little bit more passionate. You might find this other person in the relationship is one who puts their emotions to one side slightly. They're a bit more practical with their emotions. Even though they're caring and kind and all that sort of stuff goes on, they have that, you've got this sense of passion as well. Okay, so you've got this sense of romance, sense of emotions, and this passion coming through as well. Then you've got this looking at things from a fresh perspective, looking at things from a different angle, allowing you to sort of face things, face your enemies, face what you're afraid of, allowing yourself maybe to move through some cycles, maybe tame the wild side as well. So looking at things from a different angle maybe allow you to tame the wild side. So then you've got this a sense of things ending, things moving through new cycles, through things changing, all because you've finished a task. It allows you to actually finish what you achieve, allows you to actually move into new possibilities. So here's another thing you can look at, and then you've got this sense of actually quite majorly, and there seems to be a lack of thought overall to the situation. Even though things are quite an impact on your journey, it does feel like there is a lack of thought, maybe a lack of perception to the situation as well. It doesn't seem to, even though you've got the Hanged Man here, which is asking you to look at things from a different perspective, it's like you don't really have that, you really have that lack of perception. You're not really seeing what you need to see. You're not able to communicate clearly what's important. Does seem to be a lack of communication as well. So that's another reading that we can do here. Okay, so let's see what else we've got. Seven, 8, yep, that's it. 8. Okay, so let's look what's happening on the outside of the world. So we've got the Hermit, the Sun, Knight of Tentacles. So let's turn this around so you guys can see the cards. Okay, so on the outside, you might be feeling very isolated. You might be isolated from the situation. It is bringing you a sense of happiness overall. That isolation seems to be really important. It does include meditation, reflection, coming into the picture as well. It's very much a slow journey. It does cause you a lot of, it is quite slow, but there does seem to be a little bit of stress and worry coming through. Now that stress and worry will be ending, okay, and because it ends, it does give you time to actually have a clear head. It does allow you to, does feel like there's a clearing away of the confusion, to being able to be much clearer so that you can reflect on what you actually want. Inner reflection, you're starting to become inner reflection, and you're starting to face what you need to do. You're starting to seek the truth, and you understand that things might be a little bit difficult. You might be feeling a little defeated. You might feel as though you're in a no-win situation. It might appear that you've won, but you might realize that things are not as they seem overall. So even though you're externally feeling quite good with that situation, inner self, there has been a little bit of stress, and it is clearing, so that inwards that you're starting to face the truth, starting to know exactly what's going on and accepting things for what they truly are. So that's a really interesting thing to think about. And with this reading here, it's all about the mind. It's all about the thoughts, the ideas, the sense of communication. There doesn't seem to be the emotions as such, even though you've got this worry and stress. It's more about being in the head than being in the heart. So it's more about being in the mind. So it really is a very mental, a lot of mental thoughts. It doesn't feel like you're emotionally invested in what's actually going on. Doesn't seem to be any passion or ambition. No energy. There does seem to be a lack of energy in what's going on. You're so busy in your head. So this is a really, really interesting combination of cards in the spiral here. Okay, so with the Fibonacci spiral here, it can be any number within the Fibonacci. So again, 5, 8, or 13 if you wish to. You could do a 13 card spread for this as well. So that's really interesting spread there. So let's do gifts and lessons. Okay, gifts and lessons. Let's see if I can fix this up a bit. Okay, so let's have a look at this, shall we? Okay, the gift. The gift is going to be about clarity, okay? And that gift arrives from the lesson of being able to make choices. So when you're able to make choices, you are going to get the clarity that you actually need. Okay, so remember that the world's your oyster, and you can clear away the confusion, the clutter, and really bring through a sense of clarity within the situation. Okay, the gift here is the possibility of moving towards your goals. Okay, and the lesson learned is how to remove the restraints, maybe remove the blindfold, so you're not so blinded to what lies ahead for you and your goals and where you want to be. So here you've got the Wheel of Fortune here, and so that comes from, so you're gifted of good luck, good fortune, things happening the way you want to, so you're no longer feeling like you're stuck. You're not going around and around in circles, and it all comes from the business opportunity, or the opportunities that arise. Could be in regards to health or finances, something materialistic as well. Could be to do with the home as well as another factor here as well. So being able to make really clear decisions, have good luck, good fortune, all comes from the opportunities that arise in the situation. So here you've got the sense of going into battle. Seems like you have plans and strategies, and it gives you your potential to where you want to be. Okay, so when you're able to have that sense of strategize and be able to have that plan to go into battle, you're able to race into battle, or you're able to move quickly, because you know your own potential, you know what you're capable of. Okay, so here you break away from your addictions. Maybe you acknowledge your addictions, or you break away from them, and that comes from perseverance. That comes from the sense of keep going, don't give up. Okay, so when you look at this card here, it's very much about energy. It does seem to be a lot of energy. It does seem to be three swords as well. So you've got three wands and three swords. So it's very much about your ambition. Your energy is really important. Your creativity is really important. But it also comes with a lot of thought, a lot of deep thought that's going to be able to expand and grow. There seems to be a lack of emotion in the situation as well. There doesn't seem to be any emotions involved in what's going on for you at all. So that's a really interesting spread. It does look a little bit about being grounded, being balanced in your physicality, which seems quite important as well. And there is a sort of a little impact in your journey. It's not a huge impact, but it all comes from decisions being made, being able to break free from your chains. What's keeping you chained to the situation? And you can only break free when you persevere, when you keep going. So that's really important aspect there. So numbers, we've got a couple of aces here, so there is that sense of new beginning, and of course Wheel of Fortune breaks down to 1 as well. So again, you've got that sense of new beginnings, new possibilities happening. We've got 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's very much about stepping stones as well. It does feel like there's a bit of stepping stone to the situation. Yeah, so I think that's it really. I think that really sort of covers that in that area. Okay. So we could also do okay, let's look at love in your life, okay? So looking at love to start with. Now in the past, there might have been a wish for an attainment of love, right? And in the moment, it's about opening, because you've wished it, you've visualized it, you've wanted it, and you're maybe doing things that you need to do, and things have happened behind the scenes. It's now opening the lid to love. Okay, you're opening the possibilities. Okay, so in the future, there could be some heartbreak though. So even though you've wanted it, you've wished it, and you've opened the lid to love now, there may be some heartbreak. Now, you will move through that heartbreak, but it may take some time for that journey to happen. Okay, so that's the love situation. So things look quite difficult in that there will be some love because that's what you've wanted, but it may not be what you expect. Okay, at this time. Now remember, this is just love in the moment. Okay, so let's look at work. What's happening in regards to work at the moment? So you have to really use, so in the past you really had to have courage, or you had to use it, you had to endure. You had to have stamina in regards to work. So at the moment you might be taking some time out as well. So in the past you had some strength in regards to work. Now it feels like you've got this attainment, you've got this sense of luxury. I do feel like there's a sense of taking some time out though, in a way. It feels like you're preparing for something else. So you might have taken a step back from work and just had a moment to breathe. Okay, you've attained what you need to do and now you're sort of maintaining it. And in the future, you're going to bring things into abundance. Okay, feels like you're going to have a sense of abundance in regards to your work situation. Okay, let's do social. Okay, so your friends and things. Oh, that's an interesting card for your friends. Okay, so in the past there was a lot of celebrating with your friends. I think you spent a lot of time with your friends in the past. And now you find yourself at a bit of a crossroads. You're trying to clear away the clutter. You're trying to make good choices, good decisions in regards to your friends as well. So in the future, it really feels like you're going to be seeking the truth. It does feel like there is some truth that you need to look out for. There is something that you need to discover for yourself, some facts of the situation. Now let's look at finances overall. Okay, finances is a sense of being able to receive as much as you're giving out. It feels like, you know, there has to be a balance of your finances in a way. You need a relationship with your finances in this case. Okay, so in the moment, there are some choices about the relationships that you have with the finances, with your finances. I do feel it's about how you have that it's all about the relationship that you have with your finances. It's interesting. So in the future, you might feel as though you're in a no-win situation. It does feel like things are a little bit difficult, and that's all to do with the relationship that you're having with your finances right now. It might cause you to feel like you are in a no-win situation. So you need to find a way to work through that to get through to the other side. It's a really interesting aspect in regards to your relationship overall. So let's look at life on a sort of an overall aspect here. It does feel like there's a lot of thought going into it. There is a bit of there is quite a bit of an emotional aspect. It doesn't seem to be the ambition. It doesn't seem to be the energy or the motivation, the drive, the creativity that you might need. There might be a lack of creativity in your journey as well. It just doesn't feel like there is that creativity. There is a little bit of there is a sort of a major impact on your journey as well overall. So that's interesting. So I'm just looking at numbers here, and they all seem pretty. There is some threes coming in. Okay, there's quite a few threes. And there's a couple of twos. So threes are definitely about expansion and growth going on. So there is a lot of growing, there is a lot of development, a lot of expansion in your journey as well. It does feel like there is a lot of that, and there is a lot about trying to find a sense of balance, a duality in such things. You might find things might be a little bit opposite, maybe not what you quite expect in some areas of your life, but I do feel overall that you will get through those challenges through to the other side. So that's it from that spread. That's quite cool indeed. Okay, so let's do one more. I mean, if I'm doing a reading for you, you know that I'm going to be going into a lot more detail. I'm going to add more oracle cards, so there is going to be a little bit more thought into it indeed if you wish for a longer reading. I'm going back, that will be okay. Right, so let's have a look here. So we've got the sense of your skills and your talents, okay, or your support from others. Okay, and that comes from your influences of whether you believe in fate or destiny as well. Do you feel like you're going around and around circles? Are you not being recognised for your skills and your abilities in this respect? So what's below you? Maybe there's a feeling of being constrained, you're being restricted, you're being contained in some way, you're not able to see the possibilities that lie ahead for you. Okay, so ahead of you, the sense of looking ahead, are you, again, you've got the sense of pause and reflection. How much have you actually achieved in your path, even though you might feel that you're restrained and you're restricted? How much have you actually achieved? Are you not seeing what's actually been happening? Okay, to the past. I know I'm back to front in this one. Yeah. So in the past here is it has been a slow and arduous journey. To the past, it has been really, really tough. It does feel like it's sort of been going on forever. Okay, and to the future, immediately it's really important that you just take some time out to reflect on what's important. You really need to sort of think about where you've been and what lies ahead for you. You know, what do you actually need to do? So you personally, it's really important that you nurture your emotions, okay? Because you seem to be quite hurt by what others, how others see you as well. You might feel like you're a little bit of a fish out of water. You're not, you're really feeling like you're out of alignment. You're influenced by others' emotions. You could be influenced by others' emotions as well. So here you've got secrets revealed. It does feel like you need to trust your intuition. Maybe a sense of bringing things into fruition here is going to allow you to find a sense of balance in some way. Acknowledge what needs to be released and let go of, and what's coming into the journey as well. Maybe you need to trust your intuition, your clairvoyance, your psychic abilities, and being able to see what's in the cards as well. Could be really an important aspect of you. And outcomes is success and victory. There is that sense of victory to what's coming in. Like there seems to be this immediate sense of focusing on the direction you actually need to go and moving to it and achieving what you actually need to in that moment. Knowing there's actually more ahead for you, there's more direction for you to travel. There does seem to be a travelling ahead for you as well. Even though you might have felt quite stuck and things have moved quite slowly in the process, there doesn't seem to be a lot of movement going on. It's certainly not quick, it's not fast. It does feel like a very overall stable and slow journey, even though there's been some difficulties and some challenges. Really is focusing on the thoughts, your perceptions, being able to stay grounded could be really important for you as well. Dealing with your emotions and your creativity as well, maybe thinking about where you're at within your own energy could be super important. Okay, so that's it from me. Wow, that's a few readings, very quick, I know. When we're focusing specifically on the question, we can get into a little bit more depth. I can add a little bit more to it with an oracle card as well. So that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel, like, subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.